episode that we are going to be talking about is new Panty and Stocking, and oh man, while I am glad that I get to praise the Trigger product for being a Trigger product, and while I am happy that I get to dick ride Trigger for a whole season, oh my god, it's Panty and Stocking, and I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of forget how vulgar it gets with Panty and Stocking. I was thinking like, oh yeah, it's like a crude show, but like, there's like certain gags here and there, and I'm like, oh, either I'm misremembering how crude Panty and Stocking was, or they're upping it for this season, and it is extreme. Now, it is funny and the most Panty and Stocking thing ever, the fact that, you know, in the first episode, they give a nice recap, which was nice, I did need that, but they also acknowledge Garterbelt. He goes off and he's like, oh man, it's been like 6,000 something days. He's like, no, wait, it hasn't. It's been 5 minutes to set up the point that, no, we're just kicking off where we left off. And let me tell you, this first episode was the most Panty and Stocking first episode you could have. It had vulgar, it had swears, it had low-key nudity, it played on all of the tropes. It was just like, hey, you remember Panty and Stocking? We're back, babies, and we're more vulgar, there's more swears, we're doing anything. Basically, for people who haven't watched Panty and Stocking, who wasn't around like 15 years ago, if you've ever watched Hell of a Boss, or if you've ever watched like Has Been Hotel, take like the crudeness and the sexuality and all that stuff with that show, and like dial it up to like 20 and add a little bit of Japanese flavor to it. That's Panty and Stocking. Like, I will say that right now, if you are a fan of Has Been Hotel, if you are a fan of Hell of a Boss, you're gonna love Panty and Stocking, because my god, did I get the same feeling and flavor and just crudeness that I get with that. And you know what? It's super funny too. If you can argue they could take place in the same world, because it's dealing with angels, it's dealing with devils. It could really slot in very well into that universe, into that fizzy pop universe. It could slot in so well. It's funny. But again, first episode, it's crude and insane, and obviously it starts with, like I said, the most Panty and Stocking way, or ends in the most Panty and Stocking way, where Panty and Stocking are both fighting because Stocking's turned into a demon and was slowly turning into a demon, but it's still Stocking, so she's trying to eat everything that looks like candy. And then there's Stocking who got cut up, it was Panty who got cut up by Stocking, and she gets reformed, but then she's pure, but they forgot one piece, which was her private, so they gotta put that back, which is insane. It's insane that they did that. But obviously they're fighting, they're being vulgar, they're doing all this insane shit. And it ends with them getting out of their big gigantic forms. And it comes to like saving the town, to them just fighting over just being annoying to each other. And then they act like nothing happens. They're like, oh yeah, I got a like hookup to go to. Oh, I got a horror movie to go to. And they're like, hey, you wanna go? It's like, oh yeah, I'll catch a ride. Like nothing happened. God, I miss this show. I love it so much. And then the second episode for all of this is basically, I guess, the second episode explains like the new direction where they're going. New, sort of new, kind of new. Where Panty and Stocking still need, like, they're supposed to get coins in order to get up to heaven. But because the heaven market exchange has just been, which is so relatable, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, but the rate exchange for heaven is so bad right now that they actually need more coins to get back up to heaven. And hell has its own form of coin, so they're just like, yeah, so Lucifer gave me a call, and you let out a bunch of demons that weren't supposed to be let out, so you gotta wrangle them up, and you're not coming back until every single one of them is caught. So, the Devil Sisters, Panty and Stocking, all need to work together, and this was the first episode working together, and you know, it was the most like, I say it's the most Panty and Stocking episode, but it was, because they were just like, okay, well, we're gonna go against each other, then we're gonna go hunt for the demon. And chaos exudes to the goddamn maximum. People they're crashing into buildings, they're hunting for demons in the most insane places. They get hints of like what the demon is. So it's just like, oh my god, okay. So what this is going to slowly turn into is a monster of the week situation, which, you know, most times I would kind of poo-poo at the idea of just like, oh, monster of the week, you know, blah, 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 blah. But A, that's kind of what Panty and Stalking was already before this, because of the premise of they have to get back into heaven. And B, it is added a new dynamic because it's like, okay, well, now they're competing against who gets the demon. So now there's a bit more chaos. The nerdy boy got a lot of attention in the first episode, and some attention here, not much, but obviously he'll be a focal point because, you know, of course he is. But man, hey, Panty Stocking's back. There's nothing more I can ask for. Honestly, short version of this, it's just Panty and Stocking. It's just Panty and Stocking. And if you didn't want it to change, and if you didn't want it to do that, then my friends, you're gonna be happy with the new one.